Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. My name is Jack and we've got some breaking news, and it's the news we've all been waiting for. And that news, if you can't read or you can't see, I'm sorry for your troubles with the thumbnail and the title of the video, but Erik ten Hag will remain as Manchester United manager next season. Massive breaking news coming in the last 10 minutes or so from David Ornstein from The Athletic, and it says as follows: Erik ten Hag to stay as Manchester United manager. The Manchester United end of season review culminated with the decision to keep the 54-year-old in position. After talks today, the Dutchman will remain at Old Trafford, plus hold negotiations over a contract extension. This is absolutely huge, especially that last sentence there. I know everybody has had varying opinions on Erik ten Hag, but I think, you know, the majority of Manchester United fans over the last couple of weeks since the FA Cup final, and specifically talking personally myself, over the last 3 to 4 months, I've wanted Erik ten Hag to stay as Manchester United manager. So I'm very happy with this outcome. And look, it's really good news. I know other people, and let me know your thoughts. If you're happy with it, get your thumbs up in the chat. If you're not, let me know what your opinions are. I want to hear your guys' opinions. Obviously, we're very liberal here, so get your opinions in. Everybody's opinions are welcome as always. But look, from a personal standpoint, and the majority of people who do watch this channel, I think have been in the same boat. We've wanted Erik ten Hag to get at least another season as Manchester United manager, and we've wanted him to carry on the work that he's been doing. We know that last season hasn't been great. We know that, and there's been varying reasons for it, and Erik ten Hag, of course, does need to take some of the criticism for that. We've been through all of these talking points already, and Manchester United fans are not stupid either, you have to say. A lot of the polls that I've been seeing over the last couple of weeks in relation to Erik ten Hag in, Erik ten Hag out, a lot of them are upwards of 90% for him to stay. So look, we know all of the issues that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks and how long it's taken to get to this decision and the reasons behind it. Are there managers coming in? Are there managers available? Do managers even want the job? Tuchel dropping out, Pochettino dropping out, Gareth Southgate, the time frame not matching up because he's managing England at the Euros. All of that is null and void now, because the outcome that I've specifically wanted, and the majority of Manchester United fans have wanted, is that Erik ten Hag will stay on as manager. I'm absolutely delighted. We spoke over the last few weeks about this, and you could go out there and get a new manager. Of course you could. We were saying all the time, is there a manager out there better than Erik ten Hag? And I don't think there was. I think the managers look, of course there are better managers in the world than Erik ten Hag. He's not the greatest manager in the world. But I think he is a very good manager. Bringing in a new manager and getting rid of 2 years of work that Erik ten Hag has already done, I think would have been a very naive decision to make by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos. And, you're starting from scratch again then if you change your manager. And like I said, there's not a big upgrade you can get on Erik ten Hag. Now, that sounds very negative against Erik ten Hag, because I think he's a fantastic coach. I think he's a fantastic manager. And I think given the proper tools over the next, hopefully, 2 or 3 years, I think he can be successful at United. I really do. I'm absolutely delighted to see that last line as well, that he will hold negotiations over a contract extension. Now, look, we do know, of course, that Manchester United managers, well, not just Manchester United managers, but managers in general, tend to not go into the final year of their contract. They're either sacked or they're given a contract extension. Players are slightly different. Players can run down their contracts, so on and so forth. Managers like to get assurances from clubs. If you want me, extend my contract. If you don't want me, then all right, let's part ways now before my contract ends. Reason being for that is managers get paid out. If they don't see out their contract and they get sacked by the club, they'll have their contracts paid out in full pretty much. And, Manchester United over the last 10 years have paid millions, I think into 9 figures it's gone in terms of paying managers out of their contracts that haven't finished them. And, you know, today is a good day because it seems like we've turned the corner. And I mentioned it last night on our live that for 10 years now, we've had an awful lot of knee-jerk reactions, whether it comes from the Glazers, whether it comes from Ed Woodward, around changing managers. And we look for a bit of stability and a bit of, just take a deep breath and come to the right decision. Now, I know it's taken probably too long from, the standpoint of a lot of Manchester United fans, but I said it last night. I said, who are we to know? Ten Hag might have been told 2 weeks ago, your job is safe. And this has only been announced now that the season review is finished by the club. So, I'm just so happy with the outcome of this. Getting a new contract extension for Erik ten Hag, I think, is something that not only gives the manager the impetus to do, I'm not saying he wouldn't anyway, but do everything he can to bring success to Manchester United. But what it also does is within that dressing room, it says to any of the players that are not on side with Erik ten Hag, I'm here to stay for the long term. You've got a 4-year contract. I've got a 4-year contract. I'm going to be here longer than you. If you don't want to play the way I want you to play, if you don't want to, get up on time, turn up to training on time, do what I tell you on the pitch, be professional and represent Manchester United in the right way, then you'll be gone. It's simple as that. And I think it's about time we've seen that. We've spoke so many times over the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years that there's too much player power going on in the dressing room. And when you've got a bad season, all of a sudden the manager gets the sack and you start that rotation again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. New manager bounce, play well for a season, second season syndrome, play badly, throw the manager under the bus, the manager gets sacked and we start all over again. We've turned a corner here. We've turned a corner. Erik ten Hag has been backed by Ineos. I don't care what the reasons for that, whether there's no managers available, whether, we can't get the right guys in, whatever the case may be, whether the FA Cup saved them, I don't care. We've turned a corner now in relation to the manager having a bit of control and that it's no longer player power at Manchester United. And I think that's a really, really positive thing for us going forward. And credit where credit is due to Ineos, they have made the right decision. They have made the right decision in my eyes. I think regardless of how next season goes, they've bought themselves some time. They've appeased the fans, and not that, I'm not saying that the fans should dictate what happens behind the scenes at Manchester United, because they shouldn't. I think fans should be listened to, and their opinions should be valid, but it shouldn't decide a decision. What Ineos have done now is they've bought themselves some time. They've said, right, we're keeping him. And if things go bad by December, if we're sitting in 7th or 8th, I think the majority of fans will probably be going, right, maybe it might be time. So, look, Ineos have bought themselves some time. I do think Erik ten Hag will be successful. I think, the standards that he's been setting over the past couple of years at Manchester United have to be commended. They really do. He's taken no nonsense, with the Ronaldo situation. He was very cutthroat early on. He took the captaincy off of Harry Maguire, gave it to Bruno Fernandes. The whole Jadon Sancho scenario. We've had Anthony, we've had Mason Greenwood. The club has been for sale, all in that as well. It's been an absolute tornado of events for Erik ten Hag over the past couple of years. And he's come out of it with 2 trophies from 3 finals in 2 years. I mean, I don't know why it took so long, to be quite honest with you, but the right decision has been made. The right decision. But everybody, get your comments in. I'm going to go through as many of them as I can now and see what your thoughts and opinions are on it. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Hit the like button as well. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, less than 70 away. So if you are new and this is your first time watching, please do subscribe. Let's see what people are saying. We'll get some comments up on the screen here. Let's go all the way back to the start. Let's see. Chris says, makes me happy, still too long, but will accept it. Neverwhere says, the Flying Dutchman is here to stay. Bover says, is his contract not till 25? Anyway, it is, but he's got 1 year left on it, but it looks like that's going to be extended, which is good. Chris says UCC commands respect for making it all happen. There you go. I'm guessing this is Jack pulling the strings with the Glazers. I picked up the phone the other night. I said, listen, Joel, listen, Avram. I know Jim won't listen to me, but ye guys will. Get on the blower to him. Get him to keep Erik ten Hag. He's the man for the job, and it seems to have worked. Jack listened to his people and passed it on. Darrell says, Jack must have been on the phone all day with Joel. There we go. You just can't describe how great we're feeling right now, says Neverworld. Ben says, can we have a 1 second silence for Sancho? Now, that'll do. No more for Sancho. Sinead says, delighted, happy news. John says, great news. Dan is giving the thumbs up. Chris says, keep him and sign him for 2 more years with another option for a third. FPL Phenom is in the building. Noel says, that's the right call. Finally backing a manager. Get some players in now. Absolutely. Let's attack that transfer window now. Trucker says, Jack, I am very happy too. There we go. Let's see. Neverworld says, to the tune of Here Comes Santa Claus. Here comes Baldylocks. Here comes Baldylocks to derail City's train. Love it. Dan says he's made some sus subs. However, he's done more good than bad. He can only control the controllables. Damien says finally some stability. Chris says Ineos has to have his back throughout the season. Not let press make that Not let press make or start rumours. Irish Dad says 100% should get another season with a full fit squad. Darrell says finally the club has the sense to back the manager. We can now conduct our own review of Ineos. 6 months to finish it. Erik says they keeping him because they're skint. Absolute nonsense. Neveror says, so since this worked, Neves in or Ineos out? Give me João Neves. John says, with so many teams now in transition with Liverpool, Chelsea and changes at City, great to give Ten Hag an opportunity to continue the rebuild. What was it he said in his first interview? All eras must come to an end. So let's hope this is the start of a good era for us. The Gypsy Terrace says, great news on words and upwards, looking forward. Great news, onwards and upwards, looking forward to signings now and backing him. Neverwhere says, I did say myself last night that Ineos never made an official stance on this, and it was it was that put him in the imaginary hot seat in the media. Yeah, absolutely. Dan says, he's doing great things with the youth. This is what United are all about. Let's build around the likes of Menu, Garnacho, Cambuala. Yeah, I mean, and Tom Aldino is in. He says, we are back. We never fucking left. We never left. But yeah, I mean, what Erik ten Hag has done outside of winning trophies, like I said, he's won back-to-back trophies for the first time since Sir Alex Ferguson, I'm pretty sure. So, outside of winning trophies, again, what you're saying there, Dan has said it. He has done the United thing. He's come in as Manchester United manager, and he's embraced what the club is all about, in my opinion. Standards, how you represent the club, bringing through youth. Garnacho, Menu, Cambuala. He's given game time to players as well that probably are not good enough. You're talking about the likes of Alvaro Fernandez, Pelestri, these types of players. Ahmad, for example, has come through by the end of the season as well. So he's doing all the right things. He's setting good standards within the dressing room. He takes no nonsense. He's a disciplinarian, and he's ticking all the boxes for me. He really, really is. We've seen, and I don't like to harp on about the past as much as I can. Obviously a lot of our happy moments were in the past. Most of our happy moments were in the past as Man United fans. But you go all the way back to Sir Alex Ferguson in the early 90s when he was backed. A lot of similar things happened. There was calls for him to be sacked. He ended up winning the FA Cup, and all of a sudden, once that foundation was set by Manchester United, we're backing you. You are the man we want to take forward. All of a sudden, you were seeing youth coming through. You made the right decisions in the transfer window, which you can hope Manchester United can do in the next few years, given the structure that's being put in place by Ineos at the moment. You would hope that, history can repeat itself in some way. Now, it will never repeat itself in the way that Sir Alex Ferguson and what he done at Manchester United. That will never happen again. But we can have a real go at being, consistent challengers to Champions League football, to winning Premier Leagues, to winning Champions Leagues over the next 5 to 10 years. That should be the aim. And it all starts with stability within the club. We're getting stability behind the scenes. Tonight, we've been given stability with the manager being backed, and that's absolutely fantastic. And I'm absolutely over the moon, I have to say. Neverworld says, hope all those rats bar stewards in the team that down tools on him to get short of him see this and depart quickly. Now Ineos needs to back him with the right transfers, not Brantwaite. Daryl says, now get Sancho out the door sharp. Absolutely. What have we got? Scania says, yes, Ten Hag is in now. Let's see. Chris says, why is Tomaltinho not a member? Let's go support Jack. There we go. Tig says, Jack got onto the blower. There you go. Jason chats football with the gifted membership. Absolute legend. Jason, really appreciate the support. And you know what? I'm in such a good mood. I'm going to give some memberships here as well. Let's see what we can do. Keep the comments coming in, guys, and we will get to them in a moment. Let me just see, can we gift a few memberships here as well and see what we're doing. Let's see, Unite Your Community channel. Can we gift memberships here? I think we can. Let's get some members here. Let's get some members in the chat. Members gifting. Yeah, you... Right, we've got 10 members. I'm gonna gift 10 memberships here now, because you know what? It's a good day and Manchester United have backed Erik Ten Hag. So I'm gonna gift 10 memberships in the chat. Let's see. There, we'll do 5 at a time. There's 5. And there's another 5. Now, there we go. Welcome to everybody who's been gifted a membership. Absolute legends as always, guys. Connor, Tig, Jason, Raymond, Kevin, Reese, Ivan, Warren, Aaron, Clarion, welcome to the Members Club. Happy days, happy days. We're feeling good tonight, gifting memberships. Chris says, Jason gifted a membership and you're not a member. Well, I think he just got gifted one off of me. So there's the favour returned. There we go. Are you going to do a watch along for the Euros 2024? I certainly am, Connor. Let me. The link is in the description for our second channel. It's called Football Community Channel. So it's for all of the games outside of Manchester United. All of the United watch-alongs will continue to be on the United Community Channel. Everything outside of that, Champions League, Euros, all of the Euros we're going to be doing over on that. Link is in the description. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen as well over here on the right. Let me just do that. Yeah, so scan that QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to Football Community Channel. We'll be doing all of the watch-alongs from over there. Let's see, what else are people saying here? Let's go back up here. Blah, blah, blah. Ben is saying, I'm happy. Matthew says, he's proven with a steady defence, United can climb high in the table. Last year, like other big injury problems continuously. Judge him on next season. If he doesn't buy lads in defence with good injury... Yeah, we ran out of space there. Ben says, give him this year and get top 4 and then get into the final of the Europa League. Yeah, big opportunity to go on and potentially win the Europa League next season. The Europa League is there for the taking next year. I really believe that. You're not, with the new format, you're not going to have teams dropping down from the Champions League, which, is of benefit. Next on the list, new medical department, says Chris. Absolutely. And thanks for the 19 months as well, man. Absolute legend. Great day to be 19 months legend. Hail to Jack me. I won't say it, but I'll show it. There we go. There we go. For the night that's in it. Let's see. What else are we saying here? Owen is in. He says, "Hey Jack, me and my cousin are ecstatic after hearing that while on holidays." Owen, enjoy the holidays, man. Great news to get while abroad. Having a little Estrella or a San Miguel or whatever the beer is where you are. Get it done. Oisin with the 16 months, having a tech nightmare, but get in. Happy days. Ben with the 19 months. Let's go full steam ahead on transfers. Neverworld with the 4 months. 4 months. Oh yes, this man done above and beyond with a team that others before him struggled to do. There we go. Absolutely fantastic news. Really, really is. And I'm over the moon. I really am. It's been a difficult few weeks with the lack of clarity, you would have to say. But again, like we said, we try and keep it as positive as possible on the United Community channel here, and not to get too carried away with the reports coming out and so on and so forth. And I think, I think that. I'm just really happy. I want to have a quick look on Twitter here as well, and let's see what any of the updates have been in the last few minutes. Let's go through them. Rob Dawson says, Man United have said the clear conclusion of the end of season review was Erik ten Hag to stay on as manager. Mike Keegan says, Man United officials want to see how Erik ten Hag operates under what they believe to be a new structure aimed at ensuring he is given the best opportunity to succeed. Rich Fay says Erik ten Hag could see his role at Manchester United changed to that of a head coach as part of the ongoing restructure of the club's hierarchy. As long as he's involved in some way in terms of who we're buying, then I'm okay with it. I know he's not going to get the final say on who we sign, but maybe he will, but he'll be probably given 2 or 3 players to pick from, and I'm okay with that. I really am. Rich Fay also says there's a feeling that Erik ten Hag has done well to achieve what he has done already with the Manchester United squad. The people's person, Mike Keegan, says Man United win the FA Cup. Man United winning the FA Cup final strengthened Erik ten Hag's case to stay as manager. New contract talks with Erik ten Hag could see his role change. We read that one already. We read that one as well. Man United officials want to see how he operates under the new structure. We read that one. A lot of these are just being repeated. There's something on Mason Greenwood there. Mike Egan says, do not underestimate the role of fan opinion in this. Decision makers well aware of large numbers of Manchester United supporters who wanted Erik ten Hag to stay. And look, that's not something that I get too, choked up about. But it's good that we're finally being listened to a little bit, and again, I'm not going to be that Mark Goldbridge-esque saying we want to make the decisions. Why aren't you listening to us? I understand that decisions need to be made by the club, but the fact that fans are being listened to, all of a sudden with new owners when we haven't been in the past 20 years, it just goes to show that. Yeah, it's all good. And I just wish this had broken earlier because I would have ran to the pub for a pint. But the pubs are closed in a half an hour. So, yeah, it's a shame. Guinness pints tonight, says Chris. Connor says, I can't find the order. I don't know what that's about. I honestly think that Erik ten Hag can bring through the likes of Lacey and some of the other promising youth players. Excited for the next crop that he will inevitably bring through. Yeah, well, he's done it once. He'll certainly, he's not going to stop now. He really isn't. Droddy says, good evening. Good evening to you. We need DJ Desi to make us a UCC track. There we go. Wouldn't that be something? But yeah, look, I mean, it's brilliant news from a Manchester United standpoint. It really, really is. I'm absolutely over the moon about it. I think we can settle down now and start focusing on the transfer window, which is absolutely critical to the success or failure of Erik ten Hag now in the future. And I think while he might not be as hands-on as he once was as Manchester United manager when it comes to signing players, again, I go back to what I've said. I'm okay with that because, having a structure behind him that is able to identify and sign good, promising, up-and-coming, talented players means that the transition from one manager to another in the future, which inevitably will happen, Erik ten Hag is not going to be Manchester United manager forever, like no one else will be, and you will have to change managers at, points in the future. However, having the structure behind the scenes where you've got a director of football, you've got a technical director, you've got, a CEO, an owner, a scouting department that are all working to identify and try to sign the best players and do the right things for the club means that a transition from one manager to another shouldn't be a big deal. It really shouldn't. You get a manager to suit the way you want to play. So I'm okay with all of that. But I'm just so happy that it's going to be Erik ten Hag leading us into next season. I really, really am. And yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm going to go and buy an Erik ten Hag top out of the merchandise store now. Go get your merch as well, guys. Link is in the description. We've got Erik ten Hag hoodies and t-shirts in there. Go and pick one up in support of Erik ten Hag, and we wear them all for the pre-season. Well, ye can, I can't, because I'm being sponsored by the kit man, so I'll have to wear the jerseys. But yeah, I mean, happy days. Let's see. Matthew says, is there any whispers yet of a player wage structure getting established similar to Liverpool? That's something, Matthew, that I think will come over time. It's not something you can just click your fingers and it's there. You have to be able to probably lower the wages of certain players that are there and bring the average wage down. Like we're seeing with Bruno Fernandes, for example, he's probably going to get offered a new contract at Manchester United, and he's probably going to want to come up to the likes of Marcus Rashford's salary. So what do? Do you bring in a base salary of 200 grand max? That's what we're max going to pay players, and everything else is incentivized in terms of performances and appearances. I think that's probably the right way to go about it. Drawdy says, tonight proves the media haven't a clue the whole way through. Absolutely. But look, we do that all the time. So if you're new to the channel, this means pinch of salt. And we say that when we talk about the news here. We don't make the news, we just talk about the articles. And when I do that and say, take this article with a pinch of salt, it basically means it's a load of bollocks. So there's been an awful lot of that, as there always is with Manchester United. So you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Neverworld says, you finished the earlier news show, give it a watch, some great talking points, folks, then jumped straight back. We've got to do it. The phone pinged, and I've got David Ornstein notifications turned on Twitter, and just up it came, David Ornstein breaking news, and I ran into the front room to get a thumbnail made for the live. So yeah, absolutely. The best manager of Man United and win the FA Cup, Ten Hag, says Scania. Connor says, I can't find the Euros 2024 watch along. There is no. Let me just see. I'll put the. I'll pin it in the chat here, and you can see. So, yeah, I mean, it's at the top of the video description, but I'll pin it here. So there you go. The channel is pinned to the top of the chat. So yeah, click the link, hit subscribe, guys. If you want to go and subscribe to the new football community channels where you get all the Euro watch-alongs. But yeah, guys, look, happy days. Erik ten Hag is Manchester United manager, and yeah, I couldn't be happier, to be quite honest with you. I really couldn't be happier. It's been a tough couple of weeks, hasn't it? It's been a tough couple of weeks, but the right decision has been made by Ineos, by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, by whoever has been making the decisions. The right decision has been made. Erik ten Hag will be Manchester United manager next season. All hail Ineos. But yeah, guys, brilliant. Happy days. Like I said, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, less than 70 away now at the moment. So please do hit subscribe. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Absolutely fantastic news tonight. Erik ten Hag will be Manchester United manager next season, and he will potentially be getting a contract extension. Lovely. I'll be back tomorrow night, guys, from 9 o'clock. Hope you sleep soundly in your beds now. I know I will. Dreaming of pre-season. I cannot wait now for pre-season. We've got a little over a month to go before United are back in action in pre-season. With that man right there on the screen as manager, Erik Ten Hag. Happy days. Have a great night, day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'll be back tomorrow night from 9 p.m. UK time. Until then, come on. Lovely!